I suspect sometimes that the great philosophical / political divides of the current day, which are descended from a certain stagnant status quo for about 80 odd years or something, it's really rooted in this idea of be grateful for what we have and just live a stable and kind of calm, conservative existence versus that kind of rush for something else, something more to life, a sort of liberation to break free and find what's out there on the other side, the obsession with the exterior. And I was discussing very briefly, in Frankenheimer's Grand Prix, we have the notion of racing very, very fast cars in an F1 kind of GP context. It's the equivalent of those who want to engage in a sort of wild experiences of drugs or sex or reckless sports in general, or gambling or exploration, mountain climbing. There are rushes of existence which, some people are simply not content to just sit down and perform their 9 to 5 and then come back home. Some people, God bless them, are. Many people are not. The Gypsy Moths is essentially a film about... It's discussing it's almost posing a question. What's more American? Who's more American? The small townspeople or the skydivers? I don't think Burt Lancaster's character ever adequately answers the question posed to him as to why... I don't even know if the question is posed to him outright. I don't recall why he has contempt for the people like those who live in the town. It's because they remind him of what he's trying to avoid, and he hates the idea that he might have missed something in that life that he's out exploring whilst he's falling to the ground from an airplane. Here's the weird little secret about life. It's both nihilistic and optimistic. A lot of people are willing to settle down and conform if they meet a nice person to settle down and they want to fall in love with them and possibly, potentially start a family. They want to compromise and do what needs to be done in order to financially sustain that person's healthy and safe existence and any potential prospective subsequent family unit. Burt Lancaster's character clearly never found anyone that made him feel that way. Well, eventually he did. But he wasn't able to truly reconcile her ultimate rejection of sharing his lifestyle. And he realizes that it is all just a charade, neurons firing, and he wants out. Spoilers. Okay, leave if you're pedantic about that sort of thing, I suppose. I hope you've left. This is one of the most tragic film suicides in history, and other than John Jost's slow moves off the top of my head, it is the most tragic. One of the most gut-wrenching and despairing screenplays I can think of. I wonder if any proposition or solution could have been offered to Burt Lancaster's character in order to have made him seen the other way. Because I think a lot of people are suffering from a similar anhedonic malaise. And I feel as though I almost wish the Gypsy Moths attempted to do more to answer the issues other than, because the younger character, Gene Hackman as character finds romance, and the younger character, I can't remember the actor's name, he finds romance. It's almost a cop-out of, you could argue it's just realistic, like when people don't have that, they feel a degree of potentially suicidal, nihilistic despair. Although it would have been audacious to offer some sort of way. I remember, this is going a bit off topic here somewhat, but Aldous Huxley suggested that by the 1950s, if he had written Brave New World later in life, which was published in 1931, I believe, 32, he would have offered a third way out for the savage, other than conformity, and other than, and you know, being drugged up, and other than suicide. I wish Aldous Huxley had revised the Gypsy Moths, I suppose. Not considered a major classic novel. It doesn't even appear to have a Wikipedia article for it. The 1955 work which this is based off, it's... I don't know how the novel is, but it is easy to imagine, like any other standard novel, it's got a very interesting concept, executed very well in this film. The novel might take too much time describing via the prose, in third person, what the characters are feeling. And I think in this case, we might have a more effective, certainly more remembered in the long term, film which communicates this inherently. It's imbued within the experience via the frames, the editing schema, and the performances of the cast. The substance of the text is transmitted more fluidly than via the kind of didactic prose of a third-person narrator in a novel, potentially. I haven't read the text. Someone let me know if you have and how it is. I think we'll pause it here. Thanks again, everyone. Appreciate it very immensely.